The mining sector has long been the backbone of Kazakhstan's economy, contributing significantly to the country's GDP and job creation. As we navigate an era of rapid globalization and technological transformation, it is evident that the industry's sustainability and success hinge on a skilled and innovative workforce and R&D equipped to harness cutting-edge technologies. With the introduction of the Law on Science and Technology policy in 2024, Kazakhstan has taken bold steps to foster an environment conducive to scientific progress and innovation. By establishing clear technology readiness levels, enhancing the Science Fund's role in commercializing advancements, and introducing robust mechanisms for supporting scientific infrastructure, this policy sets the stage for remarkable achievements. These initiatives not only aim to elevate the nation's mining sector, but also to position Kazakhstan as a global leader in science-intensive production and competitiveness. This concluding event of the forum unites esteemed officials, experts, policymakers, and industry leaders to explore forward-thinking strategies and practical solutions. As we embark on this discussion, let us remember that our greatest resource is not found beneath the earth, but in the minds and capabilities of our people. By investing in competencies, we invest in Kazakhstan's future.
Hello, distinguished participants of the session. The topic of our session is the future of the mining research and workforce in Kazakhstan, investing in competencies. During our session, we'll try to discuss the following main issues. This is the main area of the development of the science and technological policies. The training of the staff for the mining sector, the issues of the projections, new competencies, and the importance of the new occupations atlas, the impact of the technological changes on the demand in the competencies of the specialists, and the opportunity provided by the new law, the law on the scientific and technological policies. The first floor I would like to give to the Minister of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Saysat Nurbek. His topic is main directions of the development of science and technological policy. So you can remain seated or you can go to the podium. Thank you very much. Hello, distinguished guests of the members of the participants of the conference. About 6 years ago, in the parliament, as you remember, Ms. Bakhet, we launched this important project, the Occupation Atlas in Kazakhstan. We took 9 priority occupations in Kazakhstan, and the first atlas of the occupations was the atlas of the mining occupations. And I would like to thank Bakhet, and I would like to thank the Association of Mining and Metallurgical Enterprises of Kazakhstan, because we launched this project. So with your support, and now we are updating this atlas now already. Let me brief you what is being done in the science area. So our ministry was established about 3 years ago. The Ministry of Science and Higher Education was established about 3 years ago. It was done by the President of Kazakhstan. The Ministry of Education and Ministry of Science and Higher Education was separated because we want to focus on science and higher education specifically. And we adopted a big national program on the development of the science in the Republic. And the first components of this strategy have been implemented already. So that's why it happened due to the adoption of the new law on the science and technological policies. And we started to transform the science area. Now we are focusing on the university researchers. Now we will be providing incentive measures for the private companies to be engaged in the researches. Just yesterday, the draft tax code was submitted to the Parliament, lower chamber, and so there is a section in this code envisaging that so the private companies will get tax incentives if they are investing in the research activities together with our research universities. So technology readiness level, we launched it. So this is a good methodology, and this is the red line tool that we are using, because we want all the investors and private companies to understand what is the readiness level of the project or the institution. The Science Fund, very important news. So this Science Fund, so like classical ones, the same fund in Italy and in USA, but the important news here is that our Science Fund will be the fund of funds, meaning that our Science Fund will be able to participate in venture funds. Meaning that our Science Fund will be an LP, meaning that will not be a part of joint ventures or venture partner. It means that our funding will be the basis, the guarantee, guarantor for the private venture funds to work with us so that they will be supported by the government. The new law tells a lot about the development of the local science, local researches, meaning that the local authorities will have the competence to fund the research in science. So these respective amendments were introduced in the budget code, meaning that in every local authority, ACIMATs, the mayors of the regions will have so the specific scientific boards under them, meaning that so all the academic communities and enterprises will be actively engaged in the research activities locally. Secondly, we are looking at the demand in the staff. So Olja Sakenov, you can talk about that initiative. So besides these big sectoral atlases of occupations, every region of Kazakhstan will be doing its own atlas, meaning that every region have its own atlas of the need, demand in the occupations in the specific regions, and meaning that all the education institutions will be looking at this projection atlas for the future occupations they need to train. Internalization, another important strategy. Now we are attracting strong foreign universities to open here in Kazakhstan branch or satellite campuses here. So it will be fully fledged partner campuses in our country. And there were three tasks set. First of all, we want to position Kazakhstan as an academic and research hub for our macro region. 37, very strong. We developed the map. You can look at the handouts materials and you can see what are the strong universities that have come to Kazakhstan already, and it has an impact already. 31,000 of foreign students have come to Kazakhstan already this year. This is a record already, and we have more students from Asian countries than from CIS countries. We have more than 2,000 Chinese students, Indian students, Russia students, 3,000 of them. They have come to Kazakhstan. The second task that we had, if you look at the map, you can see that every regional state university, we found the partner for the regional state university. It's a foreign partner, and the task is to transform the regional university to make it a research university. So there was a big ceremony just 2 hours ago at the White House we awarded our scientists actually, and some of the scientists were awarded by the president himself, and we need to develop the academic research, and we have started this transformation already. Harriet Ward, one of the strongest research universities in Scotland, opened the fourth campus in October based on the October State University, and 20 our colleagues from October University, they are having internship in Edinburgh now. In Scotland, it means they will be the transformation team trained there, transforming this October State University. The third task is to develop science with the help of these partnership universities. And so we have Arizona University partnering with our North Kazakhstan State University. So they're developing science together now. Arizona University, we built a separate building for them, a hostel for the students, but besides the training program, more than 1,000 students are being trained to get the dual diploma, but we are developing agri-technical and biotechnical cluster in Petropavlovsk City. Coming back to our topic, training of the staff for the mining sector, here we decided to use a target approach. We have invited strong universities in the area of mining and geology. Exeter's University, for example, it's one of the strongest British universities, and there is the only school of mining that was kept there. Then, after deindustrialization policy of Margaret Thatcher, many of the mining schools were closed in Britain, but we attracted this university, and they will be partnering with Sakpaev University. Colorado School of Mining. This is one of the top mining schools in the world, and Kazakhmys Corporation in Jeskazgan, they are establishing geological cluster. It will be a big infrastructural project, and we are opening a new mining university together with Colorado School of Mines, and there will be a consortium of 5 Canadian universities as well. This how it looks like. The infrastructure has been built by 85%. In summer there will be the opening ceremony, and we have also built the core depository there. So the new technical university we are planning to open here in Astana with the focus on the mining, metallurgy, and we are planning to have a Korean Advanced University of Science and Technology, Arizona State University, Hong Kong University, Exeter, and Michigan State University will be partners of this new technical university in Astana. Besides improving the training programs for all the mining specialists in all our Sakpaev University, Al-Farabi University, Karaganda State Polytechnical University, Karaganda State University, where from the very beginning they had very strong mining schools, geological schools, and it means that with our local universities, with the support of the foreign partners, we will continue training these specialists. We are opening for partnership. The science model has been changed. We want to introduce a very close link with the enterprises and 10% of all the grant programs. So they were allocated based on these practical technological sessions, hackathons. This year we are going to continue these hackathons, and we can discuss it later. Thank you, Mr. Saesat Nurbek. Very inspiring speech, and we are sure that all all your developments, all your active work that you're doing now will result so the working force of our sector. Then the next floor is given to Ms. Aliya Asimbaeva. She is the acting chairman of the board of the Science Fund. She will be talking about on the commercialization of technologies in Kazakhstan.
Good afternoon, distinguished participants of the forum of this MINEX 2025. The mining complex is one of the leading ones which impact on the economy of the country and current technology challenges the country faces. It is important to combine and find the solutions, strengthening the interaction of industry and science. And within my presentation, I will be talking about the activity of us as a fund of science. I'll be talking about the assistance to interaction between business, industry, and science. First of all, before I get to the details, I would like to show you our system of interactions. The key stakeholders are, first of all, the researchers and scientists who are the authors of the scientific developments. And then business industry identifies the problems as well as the priorities for development. It is important to note that within our activities, we allocate grants for commercialization, and the researchers together with businesses come to us to get these grants to implement their projects. Definitely, the Ministry of Science and Higher Education are our key stakeholder, as it is important to develop the regulations so as to strengthen and improve the system of development of commercialization. An important stakeholder is also an international community, and we understand that we have to strengthen the partnership both at national and local level between scientists, businesses, industry, and the state, and also at the international level. So we are hoping to find partners both for scientific organizations and to industrial organizations, and also we establish a partnership with similar funds in other countries so as to exchange experience and knowledge. If we are talking about our key objective as a fund of science, our mission is to assist the researchers and entrepreneurs represented by business or industry in the implementation of business, researches, and commercialization for. As Minister mentioned last year, we adopted a new law on science and technology policy. If before this law, the Fund of Science was associated, it was considered as a national apparatus that allocates the grants, and after this law has been adopted, new functions have been added, both financial and non-financial. For instance, there's a program to assistance to commercialization. They work with the commercialization offices in the university, venture finance, and international cooperation, and monitoring of market of innovations and new technologies. Since 2016, the Fund of Science allocates the grants for commercialization. In our portfolio, we have 350 projects, 208 of them on the implementation stage. I would like to say that from this grant, we have significant effort, and it is assessed as 110 billion tenge. That includes sales of financing of private business, taxes, and key assets procurement. It is important to note that in our portfolio we have projects that export abroad for the amount of 1.5 billion tenge. And also we have 6 projects with the sales more than 1 billion tenge. If we're talking about the portfolio of projects, and 17 projects out of 350 are related to exploration, metallurgy, metal processing. Despite the percentage of this project in the portfolio is not significant, it is important to assess the effect also. From these projects we get new level of processing and social economic effects from this project is higher than the projects in other areas. In the case, I would like to give you a couple examples. The first example is the development of a technology of mixed oxide of vanadium generation. This is the development of added value chain when thanks to development of scientific researches, oxides of vanadium are generated that are used in accumulators. We know that in mining industry there is a problem of waste processing, and this project of processing of copper-containing tailings allows us to extract valuable components through the leaching. And this technology improves the efficiency of leaching through improvement of kinetics of copper minerals oxidation 10 times. So we're talking about the key areas of new sites within the loan science and technological policies. The Minister has said the Fund of Science has got a new function on development of venture financing. Last year we have had several meetings both with national organizations and with international. We signed several agreements with local organizations, and now it is planned to sign the agreements with international organizations. Here we can see the long-term prospects, and in 2030 we consider global integration into venture industry that will help to turn Kazakhstan into a regional hub of venture industry financing. On this slide, you may see the cases of scientific sessions that I have announced already. We carried out 9 scientific and technological sessions, mostly in subsoil use. As you may see, such companies that operate in mining sector. I'd like to say that with Kazakhstan, we have had 2 hackathons already. Whereas the value of these activities actually the companies and the experts together with the researchers during 2 or 3 days are actively cooperating on the resolving certain issues. The scientists can find from a company where is the company's problem, or where they can use their scientific researches, and the scientists have a chance to visit the production facilities of the company and have a look at the process and ask own questions. So we see our colleagues from Kaz Minerals who we have visited. And a new area is the development of regional science, and here our role as a Fund of Science is coordinating the interaction between different stakeholders. First of all, we are helping local executive authorities to understand how the science works. So we carry out methodological sessions and practical recommendations. And also in terms of commercialization, we have several indicators, and we from our side are working together with the businesses and universities as to improve the efficiency of this interaction through joint projects. As I have mentioned already in the first slide, an important stakeholder of our ecosystem is international cooperation and international partners. On this slide, you see our key partners. And here I would like to focus on our status as national coordinating center of framework program of the EU Horizon Europe. We got the status in May 2023, and now we are actively working on providing assistance to scientific research organizations and searching for the partners. And using the chance, I would like to invite you to our international event on the 21st of May to be held in Almaty, where the representative of science of the EU Commission will participate, as well as similar funds of science will participate, including funds of science from Italy and Czech Republic. Here I would would like to talk about effective participation and partnership from Germany. DFG, the German Scientific Fund, started several programs on partnership between German organizations, Kazakhstani organizations, and Central Asian organizations in general. We're also working with our colleagues from China. We have our key partner. This is the Center of Technology Transfer. And now we are in the process of competition among youth to find projects for cooperation with Chinese technology companies. And also you see our partners like British Council. We have established a contact with National Research Fund of USA, big accelerator startups. And also you see the Center of Central Asian Bureau on Sustainable Innovation. This is the representative office of the Ministry of Science of Germany and Kazakhstan that have already implemented several programs on joint projects in the sphere of the applied science. My time is up, so with this I will close my presentation. Thank you very much for your kind attention. If you have any questions, we will be happy to cooperate and receive your suggestions, proposals, and ideas. Thank you. Thank you, Alia Muratovna. Next for presentation. It's my turn to present. The topic of my presentation is the Atlas of New Professions. My name is Balkhut Manasbaeva, and I am a deputy head of the Republican Association of Mining and Metallurgy Companies. And distinguished participants of the session, you are aware that the year 2025 has been announced by the head of the state as a year of working professions, and a lot of workers of working professions are working in our sector, in the mining sector. As you may know, in this sector, almost 300,000 people are involved. And I would like to draw your attention to the fact that up to 45% of the workers in our sector are young people. Mostly these are people before 35. It inspires us that youth is inspired to work in this sector as it feels stability in this sector as well as growth, career development. And this is our corporation, our bigger corporation are interested in the development of their own staff, and today we have been listening to the minister and the government. For the government is a task number one to create any possible conditions so as to increase the capacity of staff in the sector, to develop human capacity. This year has been announced as a year of working professions, and the government have developed certain plan for implementation of these tasks. And one of the key areas of the plan is the Atlas of New Professions. Today, Minister Cesar Norbekovich in his presentation touched upon that together with us, we helped ERG Corporation. At the time, he occupied a good position in energy. Together, we have been established in the first Atlas of New Profession. The initiative appeared very useful and very demanded by the country, and you timely raised the question. And as after great work, we have identified the whole list of new professions, but all of us are clear about that the dynamics in all the areas of the human being is very fast, including our country, including our working staff. And that is why we are progressing very fast, and we feel that certain professions are losing their relevance and they are substituted with new professions. Some professions are transforming, and in this joint work with ERG Corporation, cooperation now with the ministry, we defined the key 47 professions at time. And since then, 5 years have passed, and we got convinced that this work has been started in the right time and that the time has come to update this work. And at that time, we identified for ourselves that maybe within 3 or 5 years, we every 3 to 5 years we'll have to update this list of profession because the changes are very fast as well as opportunities. So, out of 47 professions that we defined at the time, already such professions as a specialist on digitalization of mining has already appeared, as well as an engineer of waste processes, analytic of data, rare metal specialist, engineer of cybersecurity of production and system, as well as specialist of digital twins.
The average salary for all these specialties is about from 500,000 tenge up to 1 million tenge at our enterprises. And now I would like to talk about updating of the atlas of the new occupations. Our association is actively engaged in that updating. Starting January, we became engaged in that activity. So first of all, we have analyzed the existing atlas. We engaged our companies, enterprises, more than 1,000 people, 1,200, 1,300 people were surveyed. They were engaged in our analytics, and we identified 7 areas that that are going to be changed in 5 years. We are talking about digitalization and automation, geopolitical risks, internal process and environmental regulation, digital maturity, and the lack of staff. And we have divided the work on the Atlas of the New Occupations by the following. Atlas 01, that the first atlas that we developed 5 years ago. Now, the work we are doing now, it's Atlas 2.0, and we developed Atlas 1.0. Now we are working on the Atlas 2.0, and so finalizing the analytics. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, we conducted a foresight on the updating of the Atlas of the New Occupations. We invited people from all over the country, from all over companies. So the experts, representatives of this industry came here, and we used the corporate university of ERG company as the venue for this event. I would like to thank ERG for helping us to arrange everything properly. About 70 people, 70 representatives of the companies, leading experts in the sector have come to Astana. We divided them into 3 groups, and during 2 days, they were working from morning till night. So in these 3 groups, we divided them on, and they identified the list of the occupations that will be transformed in the nearest future. But so we have not finalized our work yet. Then there will be in-depth interviews, negotiations, so correlations, and so on and so forth. And we suppose that we'll finalize the updating of the Atlas by August. And of course, we will be informing you in all our networks, social media, and so on and so forth. And we'll be able to present the new updated version of the Atlas of the New Occupations to the academia, businesses, and young people. We strongly believe that that the updated atlas will be not just the list of the new occupations. We hope that the atlas will be a tool to help the educational system, business, and the government to move further in this direction. That's it. Thank you very much. Let's continue our session. The next speaker is Director of Rudny Industrial University, Mr. Nurbek Saparkhajaev. And I would like to add that our association started to cooperate with this university. We have had the first meeting with the Korean representative, and Mr. Nurbek will talk about that in more details. So thank you very much. Hello, dear participants. I'm very happy to be at this event. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this forum, and I would like to congratulate you with the 15th Mining Forum. I will be briefly talking about our university and how we are training personnel of a new formation for the Kostanay region. As you can see here, Kostanay region, it's of industrial and agrarian direction. Rudny is a single industry town, and in the region we have machinery building and metallurgy developed very well. And we are the only university in the northern region that are training the personnel for the, we are training engineers for the mining sector in particular. Here and now we have developed 46 investment projects for the next 3 years. The total amount is 2.4 billion tenge, and supposedly we were creating thousands of new jobs. And we are focusing on the machinery building cluster, including Kia, Sararka, Prom, Planter, and metallurgical cluster. And here we are talking about, here we'll be focusing on SSGPO, and so hot briquetting iron plant will be built as part of this project at the amount of 2.4 trillion with 10,000 of new jobs. Our university, we are closely linked with Sokolovsko-Serbaev's mining plant because mainly our university was established to train the personnel for this enterprise. And in 2023, we were renamed as a university. Before that, we were we were a part of the other educational institution. But the Sokolovsk-Serbaev's mining plant is still our partner, and Sokolov-Serbaev's mining plant is a part of an energy company. Just a bit of the statistics. Our university, we are the first place in terms of the mining specialities. What kind of specialities we have? So the construction of building and facilities, and power and electric technology. There is another specialty, and it's a top 10 specialty among all the universities. And also the rate of the employment of our student is very high, and we are rated second among the employment rate of the graduates. And we have 46% of our faculty staff have certain academic degrees, and also we are training foreign students. At present, we have 68 foreign students being trained at our university. And of course, talking about the quality training of the personnel of a new format, we need to collaborate not only with our partners from the industry, but we want to cooperate with international foreign universities. So this is a 3-layer of partnerships that help us to train our students. First of all, we are talking about academic partners. Here, as you can see, starting last year, we actively started our transformation, and now we are cooperating already with many international universities. We signed an MOU with 3 Korean universities, 2 German universities from Freiburg Mining Academy. We'll be engaging with them to implement postgraduate programs. And also we are discussing the opportunities to have a branch office of the Russian university. Our partners are also public governmental bodies, university, public governmental bodies, and also we are cooperating with the businesses. We have very close contacts with the businesses. Just 2 days ago, we signed an MOU with Kostanay Minerals company, and we will start training personnel for them. And this company will help us to establish the Excellence Center in mining sector, Mining Excellence Center. That's the agreement with them. Just last week, I was in Kazan, Russia. I visited KAMAZ plant, and we reached an understanding so that we will be training the staff together for our plant that is located in our region, in Kostanay region. And we understand that our students should have practical training at the enterprises, but at the same time, we are working on certification of our students and faculty staff. We are establishing certification center together with our business partners, industry partners, and we are working with our industry partners to improve the quality of training. And every year, our third-year students are being taken up by the enterprises. So it means that we are working with the corporate universities of the companies already. We are working with Allure Corporate University, ERG Corporate University, and other corporate universities of the companies in the region. Also, we understand that our students should be engaged and also we understand that the professionals, so practitioners from the industry should be engaged in the training processes, meaning we have the guest experts coming to our university delivering guest lectures. Last year we started RIU Talks. It means that the leading scientists, public figures, they are coming to our city and meeting with our university students, college students, and school children, delivering guest lectures for them. It has a great impact because it means that our young people from Rudny city and from the region in general, they are becoming more attracted in remaining to live and study in the region, in this city. Our main partner is ERG. So this year we opened a modern competence center, ERG Rio, and the Vice Speaker of the Parliament, Mr. Rao, opened this center. He is a graduate. He is our alumni, is distinguished alumni, and this competence center will help to train our this center. With the help of this center, we'll be training more quality way. And also we signed an MOU with Kostanay Minerals company, and we agreed that we will be submitting applications to the Science Fund to implement jointly projects because they have a great opportunities to attract money for that joint projects. So also, you know that this year is announced as a working professions, working occupations year, and that's why we are cooperating with TVET institutions, and we streamlined educational programs, training programs with these TVET institutions, and we are cooperating with a lot of them, streamlining the training programs, meaning that after graduating from TVET, we'll be accepting the graduates for our training, and also we are engaged in training the engineers of future. It means that we wanted to follow the modern trends in training. We understand all the new trends like AI, for example, and there is an understanding that we are going also to set up a new competence center, which will be AI in mining, and also we are engaged in other projects like ISANA and others. Thank you for your attention. If you have questions, I will be ready to answer them. Thank you, Mr. Nurbek, and I hope that all these novelties, all these initiatives will be implemented successfully. And of course, all the companies that are operating in your region, please, I urge you to join this university to improve the training of the personnel for you. The next floor is given to the Deputy Chairman of the Board, Karaganda Industrial University, training of highly qualified personnel for the industry. Hello, participants of this session. Can we upload the presentation? Can I have slides? So today, actually, Mr. Bahit, our rector, should be speaking in front of you, but since we have come in the Science Day, so our branch office is being opened, so that's why I will be talking on his behalf.
Our regional university is Karaganda Industrial University. It possesses significant long history. We are 62 years old and we have been established as a technical training unit for Karaganda plant. So training of staff for mining sector for us is a natural phenomena. It is our everyday work. The question of highest qualification staff training has been raised not only now, because sharp deficit of engineers is natural not only for industrial enterprises in Kazakhstan, but also in Europe, and for industrial enterprises of any country. And new challenges we are facing must be resolved by us, and one of these areas are new approaches to the organization and to obtaining engineering education. These are new challenges, new requirements established by the industry push us to find new ways of future staff training. A lot of tasks we received from the ministry, and last year when we started the program of democratization of entry into master degree course and establishment of program for industrial PhD for our industrial enterprises, it is a significant leap forward in terms of training of highest qualification staff. If we take this university, then the university has developed 6 programs for industrial PhD additionally, which accepted representatives of our partners. Our key social partner is Carnet, for which we are training the staff for quite a long period already. And those employees who have been accepted in the university, there is a particular task of a company, like task in energy saving during the rolling processes, and there are programs that allow to get new technology and so on. So while working at the enterprise, a person can get the skills of scientific researchers, and that allows resolution for the tasks the enterprise is facing. For us as a regional university, industrial education is the most important and the key piece of our work. historic. So having a lot of industrial companies are now partners. If we take Karaganda region, we have more than 1,000 industrial enterprises in the region that pushes us to develop our educational programs and curricula in accordance with the needs of these companies. And also, academic committees are established, employers are attracted to develop the curricula. And I can give you an example of 2024. That year, we developed the first for our country curricula for educational program of machine building together with Kazakhstan. They started the laboratory, and we are planning to start an area where the buses will be provided. And this enterprise is specializing on assembling of buses, and we are closely cooperating with this company so as we could organize a sustainable system. The most important thing is to establish such an educational cluster, I would say educational engineering cluster, so starting from the school to college to university to industrial company and to local executive authority. Now this educational cluster is being actively developed, and I can give you such examples. So we started professional informing work together with schools, together with enterprises, with garment company, with gas techno company. We are inviting school students to our facilities, and we also invite school students to the enterprise. Garment organizes career week and visit the schools, and number of the students who come to our university with very well-reasoned decision is started growing. And now we are working with the school students who already have clear understanding why they have came to us and what education they would like to receive. And another example I would like to give is a close cooperation with the colleges. By the way, these are not the colleges in Temirtau, these are the colleges in Karaganda region, where we tested our experience of working with Kazakhstan. These are Karaganda, Shakhtinsk, and Saransk colleges. Together with them, we developed synchronized curricula, and we have a link between school, college, university, and industrial company. And in this work, we are supported with the local authorities. Our regional Akimat works together with us so as attract Mrs. to organize the affiliate at our university. We have established cooperation with Mrs. a long time ago, and our faculty has been trained in this university. And city governor office is going to have a meeting with the university, with colleges, and with industrial enterprises on dual education. And the objective I'm talking about is the training of staff of highest qualification. It starts at all these stages. So considering the new challenges and considering the requirements applied to engineering staff, I would like to know the new technologies and digital literacy that our graduates should have. Thanks to our ministers that gave an opportunity to our students to get education at Coursera for free. Now we participate at ICE, and now every student of our university receives an opportunity to be trained in technologies of AI. And now our minister also provides an opportunity for our faculty to be trained. For instance, I also have in a course 6 months courses on AI. So we have received a huge opportunity for us to improve qualification considering our experience, and that allow us to train the staff of the highest qualification, first of all for our mining industry. That's all with me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Galina Alexandrovna. The next floor for presentation is given to Alexey Filipovich Tsekhovoy, Director General of International Academy of Informatization. In our sector, Alexey Filipovich is a person who is very well known. He's a professor of Kazakh National Technical University. So the topic will be the future of geological exploration, synergy of people, knowledge and technologies. Please, the floor is yours. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Good afternoon to everyone. And actually, I have been preparing for this presentation, and so as to simplify your perception of our material, I have identified 4 sections. Why the topic of this presentation is related to the objectives of the forums, and then we will move to a core problems that appeared in the geology and express a point of view which seems to us is important within the framework of the implementation of the law on science and technological policy, as we have to see this relation. Yesterday, it was we had a very interesting roundtable meeting organized by the Minister of Digital Development. The topic is the technology of maturity as a trigger for successful implementation of projects and the governance. There were about 70 persons, there were ministers, and what inspired us that there were the heads of project offices at the seminar. And today we heard the words of ecology in many presentations, and the strong mainstreams of the 2 floors has been established. These are the ecosystem of science, which is very important, that combines all the components, and the ecosystem of the improvement of the governance. And here in Kazakhstan, we made significant breakthrough, and we are closing the session, and it is important to say that in this global flow that would demand the consolidation of all the parties concerned. It is very inspiring that the management of Rudny and Karganda and other universities that really establish interaction with the labor resources, and actually the agenda of this session also appeared very successful. So, the topic of my presentation and the context, there are 2 serious reasons that pushed me to make this presentation. First of all is the speech of the president. A lot has been said today, but so as the audience could have a feeling between these 2 things. I'll provide a brief phrase. The president stated that the level of geological surveys is still at very low level. In a resources-rich country, we did not have geologically significant discoveries. But yes, we have some progress, but it is not sufficient. And so the most important is that the task of geological exploration in the context of implementations of the law on geological policy is to close the gap between scientific technological progress. We feel it. We are within this progress on one hand, and the instruments of studying of this absolute. During these 2 days, we have seen the significant breakthrough in the country, but the practical results are not sufficient, and we are trying to find where are the core problems. Actually, we are convinced, and today it is a conclusion of the researches that we are carrying out. There is a new discipline, project management. 3 universities provide PhD, 6 of 8 universities provide master degree students. We have a scientific environment that allow us to study this process, and we have the tools for that. But to improve the productivity of the subsoil assessments, the key factors and the assessment of the difficulty to assess the deposits, and we are limiting ourselves on middle table, and we are forgetting that these deposits are somewhere in the depths. And further, in Kazakhstan, institutionally, the environment for discussing scientific and technological projects of geological exploration is not established. I mean, a very cluster of people. So during 10 to 15 years, we participate in geology conferences, and there appears a discussion. The mainstream discussion never comes to a conclusion on how to come to some consolidated solution. And it seems to me this is one of the key things, and the system of the development of the sector is not compliant with the modern requirements. In 2018, together with Geology, based on their request, we carried out a survey, and we have designed actually a system of development of the sector, system of management development of this sector. And here we have the key actor of the system. This is the Council on Development of knowledges in this sector, but this is. But at the same time, today we do not have any doubts, and as the key thing, the human factor is a trigger for resolving all the tasks in the state, including geology, and we have heard it from the first presentation of the minister. Difficulties with organization of the study of subsoil is related to standard problems in terms of organization of collective joint work. It is not enough to be smart. One should have particular abilities to be able to hear other people, but not only insist on own point of view. Overcoming of these difficulties in the sphere of establishment of project-based thinking. And during 20 years, we have been involved in project management. The Union of Project Management has been already established.
So far, we don't know what is project thinking. Today, we were able to understand what it integrates. The project management, project thinking is, we are talking about digitalization, AI, but we need to have a tool to manage the knowledge process. The project thinking, it's very peculiar, so it was developed by the PMI. It's not the only system in the world that is annually going through evolution. So it's evolving. So that's why project thinking includes all the four types of the human thinking. System analytical, and partially it can be covered by AI. Critical thinking, AI can help in that, but lateral thinking and creative thinking, this is the thinking that AI lacking, and many of us also lack that. So that's why we have to understand that. The good prototype of synergy, the topic of my presentation is synergy between people, knowledge, and technologies or projects. So that's why the future of the survey is the synergy between people, knowledge, and projects. We have a good prototype. PMI institution, they started to publish every 4 years. Any systems, any standards are based on that. And so in the publication, there are good words that worth our attention. They are updating their publications every 4 years, but collective thinking gives more wholesome decisions in comparison with the thinking of just one person. That's why so the organizations are using projects as the mechanism to get the unique results or the end product, and this is the fact that we have, and it's the food for thought. So this system encompasses all human searches for good governance starting 1930 until now. Here you can see all the components here now. Any approaches, when we are looking for the optimal solution, you can find it in this system, project thinking. So there is one observation. I don't want to be offended. Geologists, please don't be offended, because my background is also mining engineer. What we lack today in the glossary, in the tool set that is being utilized by geologists, I don't see such notions, such definitions as so multiple hierarchy, polycentricity of the understanding. You as geologists, you need to understand that definitions, collective thinking, and the mental maps. This is a great tool that has been developed, so like mind maps and and so on and so forth. And when we're discussing the scientific part of the geology, all these aspects that I mentioned on the previous slide are not reflected. And factors of the effective research work in team. Today, it's quite obvious. The situation is complicated, and the collective thinking, team thinking, is the only tool to overcome these difficulties. But the human psychology is contradicting to it, is opposing it. That's why we are not talking about just separate people. We are talking about collective thinking. And we are going through the well-known curve. And in 1995, a Gartner company proposed, and they were part of the research team, and they noticed our expectations from the new technologies at the beginning. So at first we are so agitated, we are interested in that, expected higher expectations, but then the interest is lost. But thanks to this process that is going on in the country, now we are coming to the production plateau with the application of the new technologies. So that's why it's very good that now we have this new law. Mr. Alexei, so you are running out of time. Another important useful thing is so the 4 values of the Agile Manifest. I will talk about just one. People and interactions are more important than processes and tools. And one of the PhD theses, we added to this value the following thing. What we added here, our remark is people and interactions are more important than processes and tools. Besides these processes and tools that ensure this interaction. So the devil is in details. So that's why to arrange this process and tool of people interaction is more important. Yes, I'm coming to an end. Another factors of effective research and scientific activities. The new law help us to resolve this issue of the effective researches. Today we have the 17,000 of graduates we have in our university. And now we are training master degree students and PhD students, and we trained more than 2,000 experts in our academy. So that's why the law tells us that we can establish consortiums now. That's now we see the need to establish the consortium. Our university, so there's association and the scientific academy. Thank you for a very detailed presentation. It's a very interesting topic. We can continue discussion, but unfortunately, we don't have enough time. The minister is leaving us, unfortunately. But thank you for your time. You find the time in your busy schedule, but it's very important it was very important for us to hear what you told. This is for you, distinguished minister. This is the first Kazakhstani technologies, transformation and governance systems for SMEs. So please, the golden cap. This is the innovative company that was established here in Kazakhstan, and they brought new technologies from Spain, and they're working with the biggest companies like Rio Tinto. Golden helmet. Please, the best of luck to you. Let us continue. Not much left. We still have one speaker, and then we'll have discussions. The next floor is given. The next floor is given to the head of the Center for the Environmental Design and Monitoring, Yuri Georgievich Permenov. His topic is scientific activity of Kazatomprom. Please. I would like to say thank you to the organizers of the forum for the perfect platform for discussions, and also I would like to thank to the audience that are still here. Thank you for your interest, for your patience, for good health, because 2 days of the intensive information and pressing, it's very difficult. Sorry, but I will try to be brief. If you have very specific questions, you can come up later. But I will try to talk about Kazatomprom activity, scientific activity, and what kind of speciality we need to continue our operations and implement our activities. You cannot be the world leader in one of the sectors without your own researchers. If you want to be the leader, the first, you have to be the first in your researches as well, in science as well. Otherwise, you will be trying to catch up with somebody else who is first in the research. In our institute, we are researching geology, geotechnologies, extraction and processing, nuclear fuel cycle, rare earth metals, digitalization, automation, commercialization, and knowledge management. When we are extracting uranium, we try to extract everything, whatever we have in the solution. Based on that, one of the priority is to expand the mineral base. We try to look survey new deposits, including uranium deposits, and very important to look for the new technological solutions in the area of uranium extractions. We are looking also at the ISR, and the main goal is to reduce the cost for the production during the production. I forget. This is the list of the strategic areas, our tasks. One of the main one is to get to produce products of the higher processing, with the higher value added, and this kind of product for us is tetrafluoride of uranium. If we are able to produce this product, then we'll be able to increase the value added because it will be a higher processing of the raw uranium. This is our task that we have. And next important task is to conduct R&D because we want to extract the accompanying components in the solutions that we are extracting from the subsoil. At present, we have certain achievements already, and now we can extract additional elements from the solution. And now we selenium and yttrium. We are trying to extract these elements from these solutions. We are extracting for uranium, and if we are able to extract these new elements, then we'll be able to extract all the elements we need from the solutions. Next thing. Besides our main goal to extract uranium and another elements, Kazatomprom is the main world leader in this area. But at the same time, we are paying a great attention to ESG principles. As a company, we recognize our impact on the environment, but at the same time, we are taking all the measures to mitigate this impact. That's why we developed the roadmap, a plan of actions in the ESG area, and this roadmap was approved at the highest level. And for the past 5 years, we were implementing this roadmap, what our companies, enterprises are doing. Yes, we are following all and meeting all the requirements of the Kazakhstan legislation. But the requirements of the roadmap allows us to develop measures that we have implemented because of the international standards requirements. Because we are talking the GRI standards, International Financial Corporation, and other international development institutions. What is the outcome of the implementation of these best practices?
Expansion of the territory of research, identification of background, education of the environment. We learn to compare what we have and what we used to have. So we managed to identify our impact and how this impact can be decreased. And also we assessed the anthropogenic disturbance of the territory. We have assessed to which extent how much we disturb the environment based on the analysis of the background territories. The result of this research is the data that can be digitalized and monetized. We can know how much funds will be required for reconstruction. So we changed the work of all the companies based on risk-oriented approach on the assessment of environmental situation. While doing all these works, we take an effort so as to establish the risk of maps of risk, plans of risk, so as we could monetize impact of technology on the environment. Speaking of database and the set of the data that we get is a separate topic of separate conversation, but we touched upon almost all the areas like underground and surface water, biota, and now we're talking about birds, we're talking about the plants, the composition of soil, if any changes have been made. analysis ambient air, microbiology as acidization of soil, interaction with the local community, analysis of the composition of historic monuments. So actually the whole set of everything which is available at the adjacent territory to the soil use have been calculated by us, documented by us, identified by us. And we started looking where at the end of the day we observe the impact from our production. To decrease this impact, we have developed the programs on minimization of waste generation. We tried whatever we generate as waste, we tried to minimize them in the hierarchy of waste management. We had such programs as a program on assessment of the impact of power lines on birds. But the thing is, if you look at the map, our company is in the mountainous areas of Karatao, and this territory is crossed by migrating birds who are moving to Africa and India. But because of that, our region is a hub for migrating birds. And we calculated ways of migration and identified them, and we developed particular proposals on bird protection devices on power lines so as to minimize any impact that may happen in this region, so as we could save the birds who are migrating via the territory of our enterprise. So we have the outcomes, and you may see them in the report. Briefly speaking, just have a look how many special scientific researches and work staff, and just look at the width of areas of different competencies have been attracted for us to finalize the work. That include geologists, mineralogists, soil specialists, botany specialists, specialists in the biology of birds. So actually we could keep on discussing these topics, but we got quite a good ratings, and this work will be continued. Now you know that Kazakhstan have a new water code that becomes even stricter towards the impact on water resources. That is why we have to develop, and those ratings, first places in international local ratings, give us the grounds to keep on progressing. And I would like to finish my presentation. We have significant plans on the development of new programs, ESG programs. We need different specialists so as these programs become implemented. And I would like to close my presentation with one very short quotation, having a little bit paraphrased it. If you don't want to feed the foreign scientists, you have raised your domestic scientists. Thank you very much, and I hope that it was interesting for you to listen to my presentation, and I would like to wish you a very good weekend. Thank you very much, Yuri Georgievich. Very interesting presentation. Thank you, colleagues. With this, our presentations are over in accordance with the agenda. In the agenda, we have a discussion, and I see that we're a little bit behind the schedule, but still I would like to provide as a floor for presentation, for discussion, presentation to the senior geologist on the resources of SLR Consulting, Ms. Anna Ferdel. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. It's really heartening to be here with everybody today and to hear such positive and ambitious goals from the ministry and from the universities here. And being an alumni of Cameron School of Mines, I really hope that University of Exeter is here very soon. But I think something that concerns the global mining industry is the trend of graduates, particularly in mining and geology, decreasing throughout the world. In Camborne School of Mines, we had to save our mining engineering program, the only one left. And we cannot be complacent over where mining is sitting within a global context. I think one of the things that we should focus on as an industry, as Yuri alluded to with impacts, is the changing mentality of the people working in the industry. We need to make sure that safety is not deterring people. We cannot have a dirty industry. We cannot be perceived to be backwards in technology. And therefore, I'm really encouraged by the partnerships I hear from the universities, from the collaboration that clearly exists. But I think that we really need to acknowledge that the only way we can really implement this is through money and partnerships. I myself was funded by a government scholarship in the UK, and I know that sometimes in a lot of national universities that's the only way you can keep these courses running. So I would appeal to national companies, to the government, to make this a priority in funding for courses across the country so that you ensure that you attract the best graduates, the best school graduates, the best minds, and the industry itself puts in the steps to create a better image to keep those graduates once they graduate within the sector. I think there's a definite role to play for international cooperation, and I'm very passionate about developing young geologists and young professionals in the industry. I think we shouldn't be distracted by AI and machine learning from core skills that Alexei spoke of, which was creative and lateral thinking and solid scientific basis. This is something that we need enable to maximize the impact of AI. And so fundamentally, we need to start there and ensure that is where we sit. I suppose I just want to ask the esteemed panel here, if there was one thing that we as the industry could do for you to help you on this journey, what would it be? So please, we're sitting here, we're listening. How can we help? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Colleagues, is anyone presenting is ready to respond?
Anna Ferdelь.
We have heard your question, and I believe that now we are prepared to establish the list of suggestions and proposals, because the question appeared quite unexpected, and I believe it would be correct if we combine the efforts together, and we will cooperate in this regard together. And I would encourage all our presenters to give the proposals on this topic, and we also prepare our proposal from our association, and I hope that we'll sit together and meet together so as to discuss all our proposals together. Thank you. Colleagues, with this, I just propose to close the session, and I would like Alexei, actually, the only question was to you. What are the skills, in your opinion? What are the new skills that will appear for the geologists of future? How they will be differentiating themselves? Very briefly, the knowledge. It is a knowledge on how to establish new knowledge. Today we have international standards in knowledge management. They have not been adopted in Kazakhstan as national standards, and we have to do that. And out of doubt, the courses of general logic, the people should be able to argument their thoughts and express their thoughts. And we have problems with that. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll accept your proposal for our work. Thank you very much, colleagues. Now turn to the gratitude. I believe some speakers have thank you for your patience, for you having reached the end of the conference with us. And I hope very much that everything that you have heard today will be useful for you, for your work, for our joint work. And so we will hope for next new meetings with you.
The mining sector has long been the backbone of Kazakhstan's economy, contributing significantly to the country's GDP and job creation. As we navigate an era of rapid globalization and technological transformation, it is evident that the industry's sustainability and success hinge on a skilled and innovative workforce and R&D equipped to harness cutting-edge technologies. With the introduction of the Law on Science and Technology policy in 2024, Kazakhstan has taken bold steps to foster an environment conducive to scientific progress and innovation. By establishing clear technology readiness levels, enhancing the Science Fund's role in commercializing advancements, and introducing robust mechanisms for supporting scientific infrastructure, this policy sets the stage for remarkable achievements. These initiatives not only aim to elevate the nation's mining sector, but also to position Kazakhstan as a global leader in science-intensive production and competitiveness. This concluding event of the forum unites esteemed officials, experts, policymakers, and industry leaders to explore forward-thinking strategies and practical solutions. As we embark on this discussion, let us remember that our greatest resource is not found beneath the earth, but in the minds and capabilities of our people. By investing in competencies, we invest in Kazakhstan's future.